Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into our Social Causes Fridays discussions. I'm the host, Tour Guide. Thanks so much for tuning in at any point in time you're consuming this content. I can only hope you're doing well. Today is September 30th, 2022. I'm here live on Facebook as well as YouTube, recording the podcast. So it's a little bit of a late stream today. Had a lot of fun errands and projects I was taking care of today. Very grateful for a very eventful and fun-filled day. Lots of new adventures and great fellowship, great communication with friends. So happy to be here with you guys this evening. So due to my tardiness and the extent of content that I really hope to share with you, I'm going to be breaking up chapter 5 into different subjects, different segments, because there's so much that needs to be discussed. I'm strongly under the strong belief that since the content is so powerful and there's so much valuable information in there, I'm going to take it a lot slower and break it down for you guys. So let me give you a picture of the book for you guys to see right here. It's written by David T. Courtwright. Again, Forces of Habit, Drugs in the Making of the Modern World. We are almost halfway through this book. When I first picked it up, I was like, I have to read this. But then I was like, this is a really tough read, but slowly but surely we're getting through it. I also picked up another book. It's about boundaries, so I'm studying up on healthy boundaries, and I'll probably be sharing insights from that book as well. I always need to learn, so appreciative of the learning opportunity and also sharing it with anyone who's interested. So thanks for tuning in. So again, we're in chapter 5. And it's titled A Trap Baited with Pleasure. So a quick overview of what this book is about. So essentially chapter 5 focuses on what makes controlled substances in the psychoactive revolution so enticing. What makes people addicted to drugs? What keeps them hooked? Who's more susceptible? Is it something that's internal? Something that is just certain people are more prone or disposed to? Is it external factors? So I kind of browsed through the book already and got some little highlights and golden nuggets, and like I said, this chapter is really worth spending a little bit more time going through detail. So let me go ahead and give you, I guess, an introduction and kind of like the beginning segments, just to give you an idea of what we're going to be talking about. So the common belief, though, is that the majority of drugs are dangerous in that they're best suited to be within a hospital setting, which is the majority of opinions. That's where the society feels like that's the role that drugs play in society, where they belong, which is under the supervision of a medical doctor. And it also seems as a seductive product for capitalists, merchants, and for political elites. And they see it as a great source of revenue, which is true. So on page 91, there's a great quote. It says, "The clash between opportunities for profit and concerns about health forms the central moral and political conflict running through the history of the psychoactive commerce." So there's definitely the conflict between morality and then the opportunity for profit. Continuing on, though, the question that must be considered, though, about drugs on page 91, what is it about drugs that generates so much demand? Have you ever asked yourself, why is it a person is on drugs? Why would they remain or choose to actively seek out these controlled substances? So, and why so many people also, why are they willing to sacrifice everything they possess to acquire them? So, in short, though, drugs are poisons, essentially, and in evolutionary terms, accidental intoxications. So, the thing is, though, it may be of some value, giving an organism a warning or a signal to stay away from it. To seek after an intoxication and then profit from it, though, is paradoxical. So, Andrew Weil, he argues that all people, everyone, has a natural drive to alter their normal consciousness. 92 says, children at play will whirl themselves into a virtuous stupor. And then there's holy men and holy women who will lose themselves in deep meditation to get that type of spiritual awakening. So children, I'm sure you've seen them spin around in circles and do those little the little merry-go-rounds, or the little tornadoes that they do, and then they have fun with that dizzying effect. And then lots of people like to meditate, and it's a natural source that they do with the breathing and then just getting their minds into an altered state. So it's something that we all have this desire to do. The desire to vacate the ego-centered consciousness is deep-seated. So drugs are a shortcut to obtaining altered states of mind. And then Wiles claims that the ones that drive towards drugs, he believes, even though his claim is that everyone has this one natural desire for drugs and that it's inborn, we also have to consider the social circumstances. So in short, bored, miserable creatures are more likely to seek out drugs to acquire altered states. And they've done studies and they've found out that animals in captivity are more likely to use controlled substances than those in the wild. And the last quote for the evening, like I said, it's going to be very, very brief. On page 92, it says, "And one could say that civilization in itself represents a state of captivity." So again, if you're ever wondering why so many people are on drugs, could be that we're living in an essential prison, but that's just one theory. We're going to go into more detail. I'll have a part 2 for tomorrow with the blog and give you guys a deeper, fuller discussion. Like I said, today, a little bit behind in schedule, but I did want to let you guys know that this book, great information, this chapter, so much value from it, had to share. So with that, though, I will leave you. I've been your host, the tour guide, and as always, thanks for tuning in, and God's peace.